has got to be the last one, right?
Hello, I'm Ryan Donato.
Hello, welcome back to another Heart of You, and I'm here, of course, to talk about Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. Is it the last one? I would like to think so. I hopped on the bandwagon right around Rogue Nation. That was the first one I saw in theaters. That was the first one I saw, period. Then I saw Fallout in theaters, and then Dead Reckoning, and then I went back and watched all of the original movies. I think it was right around Dead Reckoning when that came out. I went back and started from 1 through 4, and then I rewatched 5 and 6. So those I've seen twice, but every single other one I've seen only once. And if I had to put them in order right from the top, I'm gonna go with 6, 5, 4, 1, 3, 8, 7, 2. So that kind of tells you where I'm at with this movie. I think that these are all really good action movies. Action Man is going out there and trying to save the world, and I'm rooting for him, baby. Tom Cruise is like an awesome leading man, and he really is leading the charge here. When it comes to all of cinema, too, he's been like an ambassador of the entire art form. And I think the coolest thing that he does in this movie is he always has some big stunt that he's trying to pull off, and in this movie, he has, I would say 2, but one in particular that is just the most jaw-dropping sequence of the entire year. It's not really that much of a spoiler, it's a poster for the movie, but the plane sequence with the red plane and the yellow plane, that is so amazing. Like, we've seen him hold out of a plane in Rogue Nation at the beginning, and that's like maybe the most impressive thing to me. But here, like, as he's like trying to climb through the plane while it's in the air, that is such a breathtaking experience. It's such a huge moment in the movie. It's so satisfyingly done. It looks awesome. In IMAX, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Like I said, this is the premier action movie of the year, and that is the premier action sequence of the year. My big issue with these, which I wouldn't really say is big, is just that they're just really good spy movies, man. Like, they're really good spy movies and not really much else. I'm not really super emotionally invested. I like Ethan Hunt. I like his friends. I want them to save the world. I think a big problem for me is that there's not a lot of villains in the franchise that I really remember that really stand out as like iconic villains of the franchise. Besides, like, for me, Philip Seymour Hoffman was a big one. I like this new guy, that Gabriel, that's in this last 2 movies, and it kind of helps that it's a 2-parter because we get it built up on how much emotional beef is going on between Gabriel and Ethan Hunt and his team. And so seeing that play out here and all the things that he did to Ethan in the last movie and to the other characters in the last movie and then here, it's all built up really nicely, and you could tell that there's like a genuine chess match going on between these 2 guys, and they're in it to win it. Haley Atwell is fun in this movie. Pom Klementieff, I believe that's how it's pronounced, from Mantis from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Obviously, Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames are there. One topic of conversation that me and my friend were having going into this movie was comparing this franchise to the Fast and Furious franchise, because I feel like they're very similar in a lot of ways. Both movies have a first movie that now looks like a completely different genre than what we're doing today. It's much more of a smaller, condensed little film that is really like harkens to the roots of what the franchise is all about. And now we've evolved to these huge, epic, fantastical action sequences, blockbuster, popcorny type movies. I think the difference, though, is the Fast and Furious family is exactly that. They're my family. I love these people so much. And then we have so much history with all of these characters. Every single one of them has been in at least 4 movies or something like that. Most of them have been in most of them, you know what I mean? So I've had a lot of time to attach to these characters, whereas obviously Ethan Hunt's been in all of them. But again, he's just Action Man. Haley Atwell, we just met. Pom Klementieff, we just met. Yes, Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames have been around for a while. But, like, I don't really get that emotional pull. Like, I get it that they're friends and they're cool with each other and they like each other. There was one scene with one of those 4 characters, I'm not going to say which one because it's kind of spoilers, where I really felt the emotional pull. And that was a really affecting scene, and it happens pretty early on. I was surprised that they took that big of a swing, but I mean, this should be the last movie in the franchise, so I'm fine with them doing that, and I think it was done well. I think that situation that the characters were put in was really interesting, and I liked the way that they all handled it. Another comparison to the Fast and Furious franchise is the Fast and Furious franchise is not trying to be, like, serious and grounded. Some people say, like, oh, yeah, they're serious movies. No, they are not, okay? There's a sequence in the 7th one where they fly cars down, and then later on in that movie They go from building, like top of a building in a car to another building, like crash through and then crash through into another building. This is not serious. This is the most unserious franchise in the world. Mission Impossible, that's the contrasting appeal though. Not only is this real and grounded, he's actually doing those things. He is holding on to that plane. He is on the side of that building. And that's where a lot of the thrill comes out of, because that's where a lot of the thrill comes from, because it's the same thing with like practical effects. Like in Jurassic World, I care so much about the Brachiosaurus that's dead on the ground because I could see that Chris Pratt's hand is touching it. I could see that it's a real life, tangible thing. I know it's not alive. They're doing good stuff to convince me that this is a real life creature. It's just way more believable when there's a CGI like thing there and you can tell it's not touching it and we're on a green screen. So same thing here. Like I care so much more about these action sequences because I know that Tom Cruise is actually there doing those action sequences. I know that it's actually really happening. But the problem is when they start to do things that are like completely like you would never survive that. Like there's a scenario in this movie where they're like, okay, so this thing you're about to do is the most dangerous thing of all time. You're gonna go underwater and blah, 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 and this and that, and you need your mask, and even if everything goes right, you still have like this small fraction of a chance of surviving. And he does the thing. He makes it more dangerous, and then he still survives, and I'm like, no, that wouldn't happen. I'm sorry, but like, you can't sit here and claim to be like the franchise of like, nah, real grounded, look at the tech we're using, where this is real life mission stuff that's actually happening, but then show me something that's like, yeah, no, that just wouldn't happen. I'm sorry. But that's fine. That's just a nitpick. But yeah, at the end of the movie, everyone's looking at each other like we're all such best friends. We've been here for so long, and it's like, yeah, it's just been like a movie or two now, huh? But no, this is really good. It's way too long and then way too convoluted as well. There's a lot of like government talk, political debates and stuff like that's going on in the movie, and I just couldn't care less like whatsoever. There's a lot of explaining that has to go on. And I do feel bad because you know what, it was Dead Reckoning Part 1, and now this is the final reckoning, so you have to, catch everyone up from the last one, and then you also have to catch everyone up with a bunch of stuff from the rest of the franchise. So it's difficult, but I knew pretty much exactly how I was going to feel about this going into it. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. It's one of the better action movies of the year. It's got the best action sequence of the year. Tom Cruise is cool. Action man. I'm rooting for him, man. I would like him to win. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. Like, comment, subscribe. Why don't you guys tell me what your favorite Mission Impossible movie is? And here's to Tom Cruise doing new things going forward.